Welcome to Chaos Connections, the Not Safe for Work podcast removing the filters from the Instagram of parenting and daily life. We're three moms, Harley, Rain, and Raven, parenting our darling crotch fruit through various stages and phases while trying to maintain relationships, careers, a sense of humor, and our sense of self. Clearly not our wastelands. Join us through our triumphs, laugh at and commiserate with our struggles, marvel at how we function in our batshit crazy lives. Just be mindful of our motto, Irumabu circuitu et queramus, which is Latin for fuck around and find out.
Well, hello.
For those of you that are not seeing the video, Rain decided to put on some aviators right as the recording started and just shocked the shit out of both of us.
Yeah. Well, no, it didn't shock me. I was just like, all right, Top Gun.
The topic fits the sunglasses.
We're talking.
That's true.
It does. It does. We are, because you saw how quickly I forgot, because I was like, it does? Oh, yeah, it does. So we are going to be talking about what we're doing for the summer.
And what we could possibly do or what our ideas to do, because holy shit.
And summertime, holy crap, dude, it's already April of 25.
Yeah.
Sweet Gungamunga, Jesus criminy, what the hell? So I already know what the comment is that's coming. I know it, and y'all better not agree with it because it ain't right. I tell you what, I don't have a lot to contribute to this particular topic, so
she's gonna interrupt like nobody's business
with snarky commentary. Yes,
you're gonna hijack the entirety of the show.
That's the comment that I was waiting for, and I am disinclined to acquiesce to that request.
I'm going to go with you're going to forget in 5 seconds because you have the memory span of Dory right now.
Just keeps coming. Just keeps coming.
It's spelled just like escape.
All right. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get right into it. Plans for the summer. I don't know, y'all. What do you want to do?
Okay,
What do you want to do?
I want to go spend a week at a mountain cabin by a lake. I want to spend a whole fucking week or two at the beach. I don't care which one, as long as it's not Atlantic, because I really am not a fan of the Atlantic coast. I need Gulf or Pacific.
I need Pacific if I have to.
Or Caribbean.
Caribbean. I would be good with Caribbean.
See, these are things that I want to do. Now, the better question is,
what can I afford to do?
What can my broke-ass bitch afford?
Pretending that we're at the beach with, the misting sprinkler going off on the side and having, margaritas or pina coladas.
So, Apprentice 2 is, we're doing distance learning with them. We pulled them out of public school because their anxiety was just way too high being around that many kids. And they're thriving like hell in distance learning. And I told them yesterday that I really, really want them to continue through the summer, to not let it drop off, because they're a little behind because of the way that this particular distance learning school works. And also, I know what's going to happen to that child if I have no plans for them and they're not in school. After week 2, they're going to get cabin fever so bad they're going to turn into a morose motherfucker and annoy the shit out of my life. So I have to come up with something. I don't know what.
I vote that the moms of chaos just ditch the kids with the Padres of chaos, and we go have a nice summer vacation. And then when you come back and Dar's like, "What the fuck?" you can be like, "I didn't know it was gonna. What a surprise! Who knew?"
Crazy random happenstance.
Joker would be like, "You fucking did that shit on purpose. Don't lie to me." And I'd be like,
Can you prove it?
That's classified.
G14
That's classified information. No. Captain would be sitting there going, "Bitch, you got 3 days." And then I'm gonna start selling kids and animals. Not fucking selling my animals. What the fuck's wrong with you? The
He
kid
would,
cooks for
too.
you. No,
The kid is currently cooking steaks.
she is. No, he wouldn't because he loves the fucking animals as much as I do. They just follow me around and annoy me and act like fools when mom is home. But they're really
Oh.
good for dad.
He would
He would yell at you.
No, never mind. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you because y'all, Captain and I, we've come to terms. Okay, we've come to
Come to
terms.
terms where I have to tell you guys to shut the fuck up.
We've come to terms, and we talked about it in the last episode that we recorded. Second Giner and
Second
Command.
Giner in command.
All right.
Command, whatever.
So, Captain and Harley share some pettiness.
No shit.
What?
And
Brand new information.
well, if Captain, I would hope that he would not disappoint me because I would have some very choice words for him. But if he really wanted to be petty as fuck because Brain disappeared for a few days, he'd start selling crafty shit. Like, oh, you've been gone.
I swear to
extra
fucking
day.
God, you even put that in the goddamn universe, and you say one fucking word to him, I will murder you.
I'm not gonna say a word.
Shut up.
Something just fell. Something fell. Get your
They've
pixies
been
off
quiet.
me.
They've been quiet. They've been quiet all fucking day. Until now.
That's because she threatened my crafty shit.
Raven. I threatened her crafty stuff. She threatened to kill me. And all of a sudden, shit that's been sitting on my desk perfectly fine for quite some time starts sliding and just cascading off of my desk and crashing to the floor. It's the pixies. I told you control the pixies. Now tell them to stop fucking with me. Y'all, the pixies
At least it wasn't a broom ball.
hardcore. Can I tell the story?
I do not control the pixies. What I do is I will send a spider to go and have coffee with you. Like I did that other, like years ago when you were still with your in-laws. And you're like, tell your spider friends to leave me the fuck alone. What? I wanted to have coffee with you.
Weird. Anyway, summer plans.
So tell the pixie story.
I ain't got none.
Okay, so I do know that my kid wants to go to this art museum in Harley's Town, but I'm a tired old bitch, and that's a more than 1 hour drive, so I don't want to do that in a single day. I'd rather do that over a couple of days. And it so happens that in that same town is going to be a concert of Dar's favorite artist that he's already bought tickets for. So I'm like, okay, let's do the museum that weekend, but it's in September, so that still leaves the whole fucking summer.
Okay, so one thing, Witchkin 2 does get fucking stir crazy. Oh my God, does she get stir crazy? So bad. And she's just like, Mom, where are you going? I literally am going nowhere. I just got home. I've been out of the house for freaking 11 hours.
I'm gonna go take a shit. Can you unvelcro from me?
And it's, it's like, I'm so happy for the relationship I have with my kid. However, I'm like, I have been peopling all day. I have had my professional mask on. I am doing the things. Leave me alone. Does that happen? No, not always. No, most of the time it's like, I need to tell you about my day. I'm like, I don't care. I care, but I don't care.
I still cannot take a shit alone. My kid is 17. And they will sit on my bed and talk to me. And I'm like,
no, my dog Curse.
And that's if the dogs have not come to check on me.
That's okay, so I go in the bathroom and Curse is over there like trying to nudge the door open, and then if it didn't latch all the way, especially upstairs, you just see his head poke in. And this dog hates baths. Like, we have to carry his 85-pound ass into the bathroom and put him in the shower. Okay, so he has to be the first one to get bathed, because if I wait till last, I'm already fucking dead on my feet, because dogs are a pain in the ass to bathe.
And he's hiding.
And he is hiding. And he is not just hiding, he is dead weight toddlering hiding.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've seen it. It's hilarious. Mostly because it's not my dog, therefore I'm allowed to laugh at it.
Your dogs are not 85 pounds.
They're not. They're 25.
No, but the dog's getting to you while you're, taking shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You remember how you knew that I had deodorant on? The look on Harley's face. Okay, you got to tell the story.
Okay. So we have
This
an
was
open
at the
floor plan.
beginning. This is at the beginning
Oh, yeah.
of
This is like
the
a couple years
friendship.
ago. So we have an open floor plan. So we've got like the living room and the kitchen are kind of one big room. They're separated by the kitchen counter. So I've got the couches arranged so that the back of one couch is to the kitchen to kind of like create a living room space. And that is where Washburn and Kaylee love to jump to greet people. They like to sit on the back of that couch to greet people. I don't know why they feel like they have to be tall. And so Rain comes over one day and she's wearing a tank top. And Washburn's head disappears into her tank top. And I realize that this fucker, who loves to rub himself on anything like my towels, my bathroom rugs, death in the yard, he'll get in there. He was doing that to her armpit.
What are you doing? I'm trying to move.
And he's just getting in there.
I'm trying to freaking move away from this dog. I'm like, I don't want you to fall, but you need to get. This feels weird. And then I'm leaning there, and then he hops down. She goes into her room, bathroom, whatever. I'm leaning there. I'm petting Kaylee, and then I just hear a cackle. Like, are you okay?
So, Washburn has severe FOMO. Severe. And one of his biggest FOMOs is food. So anytime I'm in the bathroom, he has to come put his paws on my lap and sniff my face to see what I've eaten without him. This dog is so weird. So that day that he did that, I leaned down to give him kisses and smelled deodorant all over his head. Because he was just rooting around in poor Rain's armpit.
It was the weirdest thing. Good thing is they're not as big as my fucking dogs.
No, they're not as big as Rain's dogs because Rain's dogs
will put their snoot directly into your butthole without fail. They just have this incredible aim.
Raven, I don't know that you have heard this story in its entirety. But Hex sprained my hip.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So I
call Hex a dump truck because he is that big and powerful.
I was a bad doggy auntie, and I made a day trip because I was helping Rain move some stuff. So I made a day trip to drive this stuff to her house,
Hex.
And I didn't. And I
acknowledge Hex.
I didn't go into the house. I went into the garage and I chilled in the garage and I was talking to Rain and Captain for a little bit. And then I was like, all right, I gotta hit the road. Never went inside the house and saw the dogs. And Witchkin 2 called me and said, you are a horrible aunt. And I was like, why? What did I do? And she goes, Hex has been pawing and whining at the garage door ever since you left. Did you stop in and say hi to him? And I was like, oh my God, no, I forgot. She was like, yeah, you're horrible. And I was like, yeah, I am. So the next trip I made, I was already going to be there for a couple of days. So it was already established I was going to see the dogs, but we made extra certain sure that I did not delay in seeing the puppers. Okay. So I get home.
Her video has frozen with.
Yeah, it stopped on delay for us, so I don't know if it did that for you guys. But yeah, she did not delay going in and seeing the dogs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Are you guys good right now? Can you hear me at this point or no?
Yeah. Your video froze for a second and your face was.
Oh, lovely. All right. So I go inside and the dogs had been let out in the backyard so that I could come in and get situated before I had to deal with the onslaught of the 4 dogs. So I sit down on the end seat on the couch and I have my legs crossed and I kind of have my arms folded so that I can protect the face, because Hex likes to penetrate the ear hole with his tongue as far as much as he can. So I was braced, okay? So the dogs come in, and none of them are quite as excited as Hex. Hex is like, ooh, 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 Auntie Harley, Auntie Harley, Auntie Harley, Auntie Harley. Really, he's hoping for Uncle Joker, but Uncle Joker doesn't come very often, so he just settles for me. So Hex
Hex spoons her in their sleep, so I don't think he's that sad.
yeah,
Anyway, continue.
no, all right. So Hex comes, and he's trying to get to my face, and I have my arms folded, and I'm like protecting my face. Well, I guess at one point I had my legs crossed, and at one point, to try to fend off the Hex, I lifted
And the other dogs.
and the other dogs, but mainly Hex, I lifted my leg. And Hex decided, oh, I must go under the leg to get to the face. So I am sitting on the couch, and I have my arms crossed. I have one leg down. The other leg is hiked up, laying across the back of Hex, who is now under my leg. So my knee is up to my face. He's under my leg, and he's still trying to get through the fucking the arms that are crossed. Okay. And so I called it a surprise scissor. I got a surprise scissor from Hex. Okay. Because that's what it was. And apparently, according to Captain, Hex really enjoyed the surprise scissor. He was quite shivering. I cannot attest to this fact. I was traumatized. Okay. I'm being traumatized.
I fell on the floor laughing. I was by the back door, and I am laughing hysterically and can't breathe.
So I got the surprise scissor, and I finally get Hex to like chill out and calm down. And I like, actually get up to pet him, and he lunges for the face, and he gets some tongue action.
Well, he loves the face and the
unfortunately.
ears.
And so, all right, cool. I get up, and I'm like, ooh, I'm a little sore. Weird. But, and I'm like limping because apparently to greet Hex, I now need to do yoga. I did not do said yoga.
And her
And
hip was bugging her for like a week afterwards.
I was limping. Yes, I was limping. I am quite certain that Hex sprained my hip. So
It
you
entirely
get
believable because this dog is enormous and a dump truck.
you get armpit molested, and he gets covered in deodorant. I would much rather that than having a sprained hip from a dog, because
You had to go and explain to your husband.
completely out of context, a dog sprained my hip sounds way sketchy. Like, what the
Yeah, but then you
fuck are-
just tell him it was Hex, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, no, it was even then he was like, come again?
Yeah.
So I know we're going to be going to the pool because that's going to open in time for summer. And Apprentice 2 can actually go by themselves now because they're old enough, but they can't fucking drive. And our neighborhood is so weird. So we've got a whole bunch of houses like over here, and that's where the pool is, right? And then there's this little neighborhood and an apartment complex, and then there's my street. And
I
my
used to
street
live
is
in
part
the
of this
little
neighborhood.
neighborhood. I lived in the little neighborhood that was in the middle of her neighborhood.
Yeah. So yeah, we have to drive to get to the pool because there's no way I'm walking that. Not in Texas heat. Fuck you. No.
No, that's not just a fuck you. That's a hell fucking no.
Because I guarantee you that if we walk to the pool, we're going to be sweaty and gross by the time we get there, and the pool's going to feel great, right? And then we're going to leave, and we'll be dry well before we get home. And then we'll get sweaty again. And no, thank you. I like getting sweaty in two very, very specific scenarios. And one of them is at the gym.
The other one is a cardio workout.
Sometimes it's a squat workout. Anyway.
That too.
Harley's
to do
like, I don't
squats.
know. Yeah.
Why do
I
you
mean-
need to do squats?
I don't want to talk about it.
I can teach you a really good exercise to do to really get that booty firm.
She
I
wants
am
to make it more
actually-
pronounced.
I am actually more concerned with my inner thighs.
You know, they have machines for those. Actually, Temu sells one. It's a little.
It's a stairway to heaven.
Uh-huh.
I can't do that at the gym comfortably. What makes you think I'm going to be able to do it at home with Joker?
Well,
Well,
that
that makes
depends
it
on how
interesting.
long you want to do the workout for before you get interrupted. And see, if you go, so the gym that I ended up joining, they're not sponsoring me, so I'm not going to tell you their name, but this particular gym franchise has a women's only workout room. And that's where they have those
Stairway to
side
Heaven is
machines.
there.
It is in there. And I'm like, you know what? I can, because I love this machine, but I don't love making eye contact with some rando across the gym while I'm, it just feels weird. But women's only room. It's fantastic. I did my entire fucking leg workout in that room. It was
I
great.
don't know.
I am reaping the benefits of giving my coworker / friend a ride to and from work because they just moved and their new place is got a very nice workout facility, and I will be starting that not this coming week but the following.
Nice.
And I have
Plus,
the
you've got
rower
that
here.
rowing machine. And then
I
you
have to
can
figure out
get the
my-
Thighmaster.
I'm probably gonna wait to get the Thighmaster. I need to make sure I'm
It's like $8.
actually. I know it's like $8, but I would rather spend it on Crafty Share right now.
Yeah,
You're gonna
I
have
am
to
going
send
through
me-
resin like nobody's business.
I need you to order the Thighmaster thing and just ship it to me, and I'll Cash App you. Because if you try to send me the link, it's not going to send me the link. It's going to link me to something else. I'm never going to find it. You can't send a link and share an item from Temu. It doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work. It never fucking works. Just order it, send it to me.
I don't know
And
why
I'll Cash App you.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
I'm
because Rain and I send each other links back and
All
forth
the
all
time.
the time.
Anytime I have tried to share a link to something, you know what happens? It links the person gets the link, they click on it, and it treats them like they're entering the site for the very first time, and they have to go through, ooh, you get this promotion, ooh, you get these free coupons, ooh, you get this, ooh, you get that, ooh, check out these items soon. They never get to see the item I linked.
Well, I actually appreciate those coupons and drawings a lot. I got 2 display things for vending for free. 0 tax, 0 shipping, 0 payment because of these coupons.
All right,
Yeah,
fine, whatever.
One of them is exactly like the one that you gave me.
Summer plans.
Well,
Shopping.
actually,
Online shopping.
I'm gonna try and do a lot less of that. That's part of why I've been buying a bunch of crafty shit, is so then I have stuff to do, right? But also, I think I'm gonna start vending more at craft fairs, and that'll give me something to do and maybe make some money, but also get out of the house and get out into public where I need to be, because I can't stay trapped in a house for
You're
days
an
on end.
extrovert.
I will go crazy and kill people. I really am. It's so weird
I'm an
because I hate
extroverted
people.
introvert.
I don't know what I
Introverts are
am.
actually really out and gregarious with their people. Just
That's
not
what
with
I was
randos.
explaining to Miss Harley when she's like, I am not introverted. Do you not see how loud I am? I go, you're around your fucking people.
Mhm.
Yeah, but when we go out to eat, I'm still loud. I go, you're Captain
You're
was
around your
sitting there.
people.
Captain's in there. You're around your people, Harley.
That's where you feel
Fine.
comfortable.
It was just, it's whenever whenever anybody, but especially whenever Captain makes it abundantly clear that she can't really argue this because there's no argument to be had. She tries to brat so fucking hard, and it is quite humorous when she's just like, fine.
Oh yeah, that face says it all.
Oh, I know.
That's stupid.
I want to blow bubbles.
No, real bunch of bull.
Oh. We went to this festival yesterday that turned out to be kind of underwhelming. It was definitely not what I was expecting. But there was like a whole bunch of vendors that had these really cool bubble wands, and I was like, oh, I low-key want one of those. I didn't get one. I got some homemade strawberry jam and some yummy cheese fries. But yeah, I was expecting, like, have you guys seen Tuong Fu?
Mhm.
Have you, Harley, have you seen it? Tuong Fu,
Sing.
Thanks for the Memories, Love, Julie Newmar.
Huh?
Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, and John Leguizamo as
In drag.
in drag.
No.
Okay. Well, there's this really cute scene somewhere like middle towards the end where the town is having their annual strawberry festival. And it's just fucking adorable. Like, everybody has made strawberry something to contribute. It's all decorated. There's music going. Everybody's having a great time. That's what I was expecting of this festival yesterday.
That's how it used to be.
Now it's a county fair.
Hi, Bubba's.
There's rides and there's food vendors, and 2 of them are selling strawberry themed items. And there's lots of people like me that sell their own shit, and none of that was strawberry themed. And there's a rodeo.
Huh.
And a queen.
And a what?
Queen.
A queen.
Okay.
A queen of the festival. And I'm like, this is a county fair, y'all. This is not a strawberry
no.
festival.
This is, that's county fair.
No.
That's small town
Yeah.
county fair too.
Which is fine. I'm used to that. That's what I had in high school. But if I had been prepared for a county fair instead of a themed festival, I think that expectations would have been met. That's probably something we ought to do this summer, is just check out all the dinky little festivals. Just go have some fucking fun. All
That
the ones
sounds like
close
fun.
to us.
We have to make sure that we make a stop by Shiner.
Okay.
We have to do
Why,
Shiner
for-
for Joker.
Okay, that's fine. Just let him know that Shiner Strawberry, they opened a bottle of Shiner and they put it in a room full of strawberries.
Yeah, I don't.
And that's how it gets its strawberry flavor.
He's a classic. He's a classic Shiner.
Okay.
Shiner guy.
Yeah, because that one and the sea salt and lime were really disappointing.
I got to step away for a second, but y'all continue talking, please.
Okay. Maybe she has to go take a shit. I don't know.
It always comes back to poo.
I'm sorry. And for those of you watching at home, I swear I am wearing a shirt. I just got these really cute tube tops and I wanted to wear one today. So it just looks like I'm not wearing a shirt.
I am thirsty, and I realized I do not have my I don't have a drink up here because I was go figure. I was talking to Captain before I came up here to
There's your
first.
downfall.
No. There's so everybody who listens to us. If you don't know, I'm fixing to educate you, and if you do know, then you're gonna giggle. Everybody knows Rule 34. If it exists, there's porn of it. Now, there's another rule. It's called Rule 33. Rule 33 is if it exists, there's a subreddit for it. And Witchkin 1 works at a supply store. And she comes home with a number for this lady who gives out eggs because she has chickens. And I was like, okay, so now I have an egg dealer. All right, cool. But I
mean,
don't
in this economy.
In this economy, yeah. So I was talking to Captain about it, and I'm like, I don't want to just go and pick up eggs because that seems really shitty. So I want to make sure I get feed, and then I'll go pick up eggs until I feel that the feed it's balanced out. And he's like, huh. And then he gets on Reddit. And he's like, backyard chickens. What? Okay, you're on Reddit. All right, cool. And then he's looking at what the cost is. And then he's talking about, I'm like, okay, it's something for us to look into later. And of course, Witchkin 2's over there going, I need to collect rent from my hennets. Rent is cock-a-doodle-doo. And it's like, okay, awesome.
Once in a while, she's funny.
You just think she's funny when she's not making you cry.
And no, I've thought about backyard chickens, but my HOA does not allow them. And current Texas law says that even though you're allowed to have backyard chickens, HOA supersedes that. I don't know if they're changing that or not. There was talk of them changing that. But anyway, I could sneakily have backyard chickens as long as I don't get a fucking rooster like one neighbor did. And I'm like, okay, now you're just advertising at 4:30 in the morning and pissing off your neighbors.
And I flat out said that if I get a rooster, then my dogs get a treat. Because I don't need help getting woke up at 4:30 in the morning. And I am not saying that
No,
to
you
be
don't.
mean. But I don't need help with the rising and shining of anything because I have a little adorable 55-pound pain in the ass that likes to get in my face and go, Mom, it's time to wake up. And she has horrible breath.
Yeah, and I'm like, so I know how to deal with chickens. I went to high school in farm country, and Mom one year decided that it would be a brilliant idea to get 100 unsexed baby chicks. I didn't stutter. I'm not exaggerating. 100 unsexed baby chicks. So for those of you not in the know, when you sex chickens, you are actively determining what gender they are. So if they're unsexed, that means nobody knows. So that means who knows how many roosters are in that bunch? Turned out to be 4. Assholes. Yeah, giant assholes. And Grandma and Grandpa already had a chicken coop, so that was why Mom was thinking this was a great idea, right? And we got, I don't know, 2 eggs a day, maybe? And
with that many chickens?
Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with these bitches. But so baby chicks are adorable. And Kaylee would kill them. And if I'm able to get them to be full-grown chickens, I know how to deal with them. I know how to deal with their shit. I know how to not make a smelly nuisance out of my neighborhood. And maybe Kaylee wouldn't kill them. Maybe the hens would peck back. Maybe. And also the myth about headless chickens running around is true. I've seen it.
Yes, it is. It does
It is
happen.
true.
If you try to cut off the head of a chicken and you don't cut off low enough, you end up leaving a part of the brainstem, and they're able to without the.
There's actually a rooster that happened to, like, scientifically studied, and he lived for another year, I think, after that.
Yeah,
but
he died
when
because
you're
he choked on a piece of corn.
Yeah. So when you're culling your herd or you're harvesting your herd, you're typically, you can do it one of 2 ways, and both are, I don't know, humane, I guess. But yeah, the chicken body does run around headless while it's continuing to spill its life, and then it'll drop.
Mhm.
And when you're a prissy high school teenage girl and you come home from school to find that with your father standing next to a bloody stump with a bloody axe in his hand, you freak out and you run inside and you're confronted with sinks full of headless, dead, defeathered chickens. And you gross out and you run into the bathroom and you're confronted with a bathtub full of dead headless chickens waiting to be plucked. And there's just, we ate so much fucking chicken. Oh my God. It's a miracle I'm not sick of it.
How can you still stomach chicken after that?
Helen.
Oh my God.
This was my hen, Helen.
Oh no, none of them were friends. They were all assholes.
Chickens are enemy. Chickens are food, not friends.
Yeah. I don't know how I can
So
still
is
stomach
that
it,
going to
but
be?
it's like,
Is this going to be an MOC summer project? We're all going to try to taste chicken.
Okay, so first of all, Joker would murder you. And you...
maybe.
Okay, let's review.
Gar would murder me.
If
He'd
you
be
were
okay
to try to
with it if
do,
we got to eat it.
I'm going to point something out.
And it's not a rooster because I'm not the asshole that lives next door.
See?
Let me point something out. Are you going to go out there and work in the chicken coop, or are you going to send your loving, doting husband to do so?
Neither. She's going to send the kids. It's good practice.
Maybe good practice, but then she'd
It
want to
helps
hurt
them to
them
deal
because they
with
didn't.
customers.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I
I
know which
honestly
of her
think
kids
I
I
would
would
just
trust to do that.
I think I
Yeah.
would just take handfuls of food and pelt it. Eat, you fat couple lard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And I really want to get a goat, but I can't trust it to not eat my garden.
You just want to scare the shit out of Savage Barbie.
Actually,
They freak her out.
I didn't know that, but that's a benefit. No, I really want a fainting goat because they're fucking hilarious. They're so stupid. Oh, come on, Harley. You've seen fainting goats. I know you have. Like videos and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's trying to figure out why you want one as
Okay.
a pet.
They get startled and they stiffen up and freeze and then tip over.
Yeah, I know.
It's hilarious.
I want a pet raccoon, so
they exhibit Harley's fear response. Yes, I'm very well aware of what a fainting goat does.
So part of
actually
why
think-
I want one is to watch it headbutt Kaylee and make her go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's all fun and games until you get a dog with like a concussion.
Haley already has.
You know, she
Dude.
already has one brain cell that might help kick it into gear.
She already is kind of neurotic. So
Oh, I need to get a refill on her meds.
Jesus.
I insult her dog. Oh, I need to get a refill on those meds. Guess
Yeah.
it's not much of an insult.
It's not. She is fucking neurotic. She's got anxiety up the wazoo. Everything terrifies her. She'll be sitting on my lap, and usually I can just set my cigarette right there because the friction from the skin will just hold it in place. And then I don't have to look for it. I know exactly where it is. I'm sitting on the couch watching TV. Kaylee's on my lap. And she's usually got her butt pointed towards me and her face by my feet. And if this drops and hits my leg, not her, my leg, she will freak out and tear across the room. And I'm like, "Sorry, sweetheart. It's an accident. Come here."
It took 3 years for that dog to not lose her shit and freak out of, oh my God, I don't know who this person is when I go over to Raven's house. What is hilarious about that is before we moved into this house, which has only been a year that we have been here, that fucking dog saw me
A
every
lot.
fucking day almost. And it took 2 years for her to not freak out when I come over. And now I come over maybe once a month, if that.
She still freaks out when Apprentice 1 comes over. And I'm like,
And
"Guys,
he lived there.
it's Apprentice 1.
Dude, you've been in the house for 2 years. You moved when
August
we
it'll
moved.
be 2. August it'll be 2.
August it'll be 2, yeah. So
Yeah.
a year and a half.
Okay, so any fun renovations this summer?
Just to my body.
Or are we living in our Depression era spending?
Kind of both. It honestly depends. So there is this opportunity coming up for me. And it's not just for me, but I'm going to say it's for me because I want this and it's going to happen because I said so. For me to get one of the jobs that I want to move up to from what I'm currently doing. And so if that happens, there will be some wiggle room for the Rain and Captain household, or Heathen Zen household, if you will. But I don't know what that's going to look like or include, and I do know that Witchkin 2 wants a job. I have no idea what Witchkin 1 is doing. I never know what Witchkin 1 is doing.
Well,
I don't even know what Witchkin 1's doing when she's standing like behind me. So, yeah.
Well, I know that Witchkin 2 and Apprentice 2 need to get their driving practice done so they can get their licenses, so that they can actually be independent and I don't have to drive mine everywhere.
So Apprentice 2 has actually got a leg up on Witchkin 2, but Captain did tell her that he will pay for her to go to school and whatnot to get all of that squared away. I have had a very busy weekend, so I apologize for all the yawning, but
I've had a very busy weekend with resin. And today...
And sanding and putting resin dust all over your backyard.
And then trying to polish resin. So, because there's a craft fair coming up that I'm going to go vend at, so I want to have some examples of shit, right? And I've always wanted to play with resin, and it's fun, but wow, I've learned a lot the hard way, because that's how I learn shit. So yeah, I'll probably be making more stuff to vend this summer.
And it'll be posted on social, so if anybody wants to see it, you have that option.
I'm actually making a wind chime out of gears.
I'm sorry, what?
A wind chime out of gears. Not ears, gears.
Gears.
Hold on.
Okay. Gears is okay. Ears, we need to have a discussion because cool.
Okay, now we need to find a mold of ears to make wind chime out of ears.
I'm sure that's a thing.
Oh my god, that would be like the perfect Halloween decoration.
I love this one. So yeah, I'm gonna take this one because it's got 4 holes in it. I'm gonna make that the top, and then I can have the steel cables coming down to have these guys like.
Cool. All right.
We're the crafty bitches. She's the one that likes the crafty stuff that we do.
They're not gonna make a whole lot of noise, but that's okay. They'll look fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'll probably take Apprentice 2 to the pool and take them driving.
I'm literally just probably going to be working and surviving.
I'm trying to talk Dar into a beach trip, which means that I have to figure out how to make this the cheapest fucking beach trip in the history of ever, because it's been 2 years since I've been to the beach, and my ocean blood levels are seriously low.
Was the last time you went when we went on our MOC trip?
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do an MOC trip the next holiday weekend.
Okay, that would be Memorial Day weekend, which means everything's going to be packed and sold out.
We go not the holiday weekend. We normally go before or after the holiday weekend, because that's what we did last time.
Okay, let's do that. But
yes, let's do both.
Let's go ahead. Let's wrap this one up, ladies, because we haven't talked fucking hardly at all about summer plans.
This is how our summers go.
We're trying.
Have no plans. We have no plans. I'm literally going to be working and dealing with the chaos of my home, which is not something new and unusual for me. And Raven is going to be doing
lots of crafty
vending
shit.
And crafty shit, and trying to make sure that her child does not go stir crazy and drive her more batshit crazy than she already is. And Harley is just kind of along for the ride, and we need to have an MOC trip, and that's about the consensus of our summer. So we are extremely boring people in regards to that, because why wouldn't we be? We've earned the right to be boring at this point, but we are hilarious while we are being boring. So I hope you enjoyed.
Yep. And catch us on our socials. And yeah.
You got an idea for a topic? Hit us up on our socials. Hit us up on our webpage, which is mocmediatx.com. We have a Chaos Connections social just about everywhere. We have a Harley social, a Rain social, a Raven social. So there is a plethora of ways to contact us.
Check us out. All right.
Giggity, giggity.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.